that everybody besides, besides Jane, she's not gonna be
I
here.
feel like I should move and serve over Mike, so he doesn't have to be.
Looks like we like banished him.
I know, right? I'll move over there with you, Mike.
I'm being punished.
It'll be okay. We still like you.
I appreciate that.
Then Dan can spread out, kick his legs out.
All right, yeah.
But you was in the hospital, was it contagious? Should have stepped
No,
in
it
the
wasn't
chair?
contagious. They found a bunch of weird, I was bleeding real bad. I don't know, figure out why. Yeah, I went in and, yeah, they did a thing where I guess they checked the blood count and like in 30 minutes I went through, that's pretty bad though, holy cow.
Oh,
And so
wow.
I ended up getting a blood transfusion and all that fun stuff. Just,
Wow.
They
yeah.
figure out why, what was causing it?
They still don't really know why. They don't think it's cancer, which is neat, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary, not even
Yeah.
knowing why.
They
it
still really
happened.
don't know why. And it was like everything that they did is like, oh, well, you also have this wrong and you also have this. And I'm like,
Yeah. Just pick out everything.
yeah,
They do.
yeah.
Okay, does, is, see anybody coming, is somebody out there, or? so we-
haven't seen.
I've got 7, so let's just go ahead and start. I'm gonna call this meeting of the Trail Regional Library Board of Trustees to order. Let's begin with roll call, please. Judy?
Oh, here. Leanna,
You're
here.
looking for the other Judy.
Sam. Becky, here. Goldie, here. Patty, here. Harlan, here. Mike,
Here?
Michelle. Jane, that's right, we miss you.
Okay. You got everybody? Okay, all right. All right, now we'll have public comments. Did you have something you would like to say to us, or, yeah? Summer meeting. 14-minute speech.
Oh, wow. You know, the chamber asked me to do that, and I did it in 2, and they were like, wow. And no ums and okay. So summer reading is underway, and Odessa is always excited about summer reading because we have lots of readers in Odessa. As of today at noon, we had 117 adults enrolled in the program, 24 teens, which we always think is amazing if we get more than 2. Yeah. 6 to 12-year-olds, we have 117, and 0 to 5, we have 120. So, and we know that we haven't hit our peak numbers yet. We are still signing up daily, and we probably will through the 1st of July. So, last year we had roughly 320, 0 to 12 sign up. So, we figure we're halfway there. We're not quite there yet. We have programs for all ages, from 0 through adults, and they are going on daily in Odessa right now, sometimes 3 times a day. So we have all kinds of fun things for our patrons to do, and just our normal daily stuff, checking books in and out, reserving things, helping people on computers and all that good stuff along with it. So, do you have any questions about Odessa? Other than we are the closest one to Mid-Continent. And we get. And your internet keeps going. And our internet keeps going. Yes, we have a designated hotspot for Odessa because our internet goes out so much. Internet provider in Odessa is not great. And it's the only one, literally. Brightspeed, I was trying to think of what the new name, it was CenturyLink. Brightspeed. Anybody who hears CenturyLink goes, That's what we have, so it goes out a lot. We also have a lot of power outages in Odessa too. Like, our whole power station burned up last year. Like, Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, They just took like, out half of Concordia with it. yeah, it took out the entire town of Odessa, Alma, and half of Concordia. I mean, when we go big.
I just had one with an accident or something.
Oh, yeah, we had a gentleman going too fast down one of our side roads and hit a pole and took out half of the death. Like I said, we go big here in Ocean.
Not really anything in your control.
No, nothing in our control, but we work around it. We always find a way to manage to keep it up and going so that our patients can come in and still check out books and what we can. I mean, it does take down our printing abilities and access to public access computers, but they can still get books, we can still work on our accounts, things like that. And we still do the programs even with our internet down. You know, we don't have to have those, so we make sure we work around it. Anyway.
Thank you, Kendra.
Thank you for the tour. Yeah, oh, thank you guys.
Okay, and before we go on any further, Judy, would you come up here, please?
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're sorry to see you go, and but we're thankful that you were here for as long as you were, 8 years, Jackie tells me.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that, and it's been a great service to the community and to the library. And so here you go. Thank you for your service and for always being here and everything that you've done.
Thank you.
Don't be a stranger. You want to take? Yeah, you can take one. I'm not, what you got. I'm not a good, yeah, what's in there? I'm not good at taking pictures. My picture will be off. Rattle here.
Oh, how pretty.
Oh, yeah. And there's something on the front of that too, Judy.
Yes, it says to Tyler Ford Trustees. Oh, nice. Oh, that's good.
Awesome. And it has the.
Export.
No, I've got a Sharpie. You can, in 2 years, we'll see you again. Okay.
We'll be recruiting you again.
You want a copy over there too, Andy?
I don't want that in the background.
Oh, okay, it might be better over here against this wall.
Yeah, right.
Wait, there one's over there, Judy. Why do you want me?
I
haven't done anything.
You look professional, get over
I look professional.
Okay,
Really?
Now, maybe Jackie should be on the other side. Do you want me up there too? There we go.
Yes, yes, you're gonna take one without you.
All right.
Okay, keep going this way, because you got the door in the background.
Okay.
Eyes off. All right, we're having fun.
I mean,
Careful,
you want
I want to
to,
do- I don't
you
want
want
to
to
take
take one
it.
Jackie, yeah.
All right.
Take one with Jackie too. Do you want all three of us? Sure. Come on, Pat.
Oh, my.
Okay,
I don't want to break the camera, but.
All right, we're having fun.
All right.
Oh, you were. Didn't want that in the picture.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Judy. Congratulations. It doesn't seem like 8 years have passed.
Goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah. And, that much older.
It's hard to believe I've been here next month, it's been 3 years. Long by.
What happens when you become an adult? Time.
You've been here during some very tumultuous times, and I always appreciated your opinion and your help.
Well, sometimes I had opinions that I just felt I couldn't voice.
I know. I know.
But we've all had that happen.
Yeah. It's been good to have you on board, so.
Yeah.
All right, the first item on our agenda is the consent agenda. And did everyone see the minutes of the closed meeting that was in your folder? You haven't had a chance to read it? Everybody's had a chance to look it over? Okay. So Do I hear a motion?
I
Have one? Okay, well, okay, give her a minute to look at that.
This one's Henry and Okay,
And it's not,
they're not very long, that's okay.
no, no, yeah. Okay, do I hear a motion?
I so move, I move that we accept the minutes of the closed session.
Or do you wanna do?
Or, why don't, can you?
Oh, that's right, we're not
You
doing
do the whole
this right
thing,
now,
yeah.
we're
You can
doing,
do all the consent, yeah.
I move that we accept the consent agenda, all the items on it.
Yeah, I'll second. Motion has been made and seconded that we accept the consent agenda with all the items listed. Will you take a vote, please? Judy?
Yes.
Deanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Yes. Goldie?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Next on our agenda is unfinished business. Consider approval for the Quarter Branch to be a polling location for Lafayette County. And you should have something in your folder from the, I guess it's the county clerk, is that who it's from?
Yes, the Lafayette County.
And basically,
It's a
all
very
it says
simple plan,
is
yeah.
just that we agree to provide premises for election purposes. And anything else, said party agrees to properly heat and light. No, they can stay there till they're done. Storage. Somewhere it says that they're not gonna store equipment, though, doesn't it?
Well, it says that they are, but it's only referring to the day before and day after, after
Okay,
it's delivered
okay.
and before it's picked up. I wanted to make sure and clarify that with her before I sent it out.
Yeah, it says it's in there somewhere.
On the, yeah, in the bottom box, it says delivery the day before and pickup.
Yes, I knew I'd read it somewhere, okay. Anybody have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm actually an election worker, and it said party agrees to properly heat and light said premises from 6 a.m. until the work. Most election workers gotta be on site by like 4:45. I don't know if that makes.
They're picking up a key the day
Okay.
before
Okay,
when they deliver the equipment, so they will have a key and then they will, drop it off whenever they're done, put it.
Maybe they won't have heat and light.
yeah.
But they can get it
When
there.
they turn the lights on
and you adjust the thermostat, they'll be good to go, no matter what time.
They had it pretty antsy, if I know. I'll have everything ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point there. Somebody that doesn't do that might not know that.
I wouldn't know that.
I'm a poll worker too, and we generally try to get there by 5:30.
Yeah.
It takes a while to,
Yeah, the computer stuff, it takes longer than you think.
Yeah, it takes a while.
You gotta have it on at 6.
oh, there's
And that's,
people
it's
waiting.
it's gotta be running by 6.
Ready for people to come in
Yeah.
and vote.
We always have a couple at quarter
Uh-huh.
that are trying to beat each other to be the
Be the
first.
first.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, anybody have any, concerns about that, or? And that will be on days when Tuesdays they're not open there.
Right.
Okay, so it won't be an issue.
The only issue is depending on what time they drop off or pick up, it may overlap with our hours, but I think
Yeah. You can just,
it's been in the library branch before, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I'm assuming it wasn't an issue before.
no. All right, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Quarter Branch to be a polling place for Lafayette.
I second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to approve the Quarter Branch to be a polling location for Lafayette County. Take a vote, please.
Yes.
Deanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Goldie? Yes. Patty?
Yes?
Carlin?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
right, motion carries. So if there's something that we need to do here on this form, is it?
All I have to do is sign.
You have to sign it and send it in? Okay, so nothing that the board has to do anything. Okay.
I'll just have to approve it.
Okay.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, new business is next on the agenda, election of officers for fiscal year 25. All right, how does that work? What do we do?
You just take entertain nominations,
Okay.
if anybody wants to nominate somebody.
Anybody want to nominate somebody for an office?
I nominate that we keep our officers as is.
Okay. Anybody else?
Do you
You're an
know,
officer,
do you know what
are you
you
opposed
say?
to that? Or would you, okay. Well, it's an officer, Jay, you're an officer. Yeah. What did you say?
Oh, I was trying to remember who the,
Yeah. Carlin, you're an officer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vice President.
okay.
Unless somebody else wants the job.
Okay, so do you want to make that a motion?
Make a motion that we keep our officers the same. Patricia Long as president, Carlin Dillon as vice president, Jane Bill as treasurer, Becky Courier as secretary. I think that's it, isn't
I think so, yes. Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to keep the current officers that Carlin just named, and, I guess that's it. Yeah,
it? Congratulations.
I guess
Yeah.
if Jane doesn't want to be, I mean, she.
Then we can bring it back.
Okay, I was like, I don't wanna,
Okay.
if she's not here.
yeah, she isn't here, that's right. I don't, but I don't know. All right, I guess we need to take a vote, please.
All right. Judy? Yes. Deanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Becky? Yes. Goldie? Yes. Patty?
Yes, I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to make one recommendation though, that we set a term limit on officers. That they not stay in there forever, and that, because I think we had a problem with that before. And so I think the best way to do that would be to put a term limit on it, so it's something we ought to think about.
Who, at the end of the next year, is there anybody who's going off?
I've got it.
2026. Thank you.
2025, I'm,
2025, June 30th, Carlin will be off.
That's your first term. That's your first.
that's my first.
That's your first term, okay, your
So
term.
she could potentially.
Yeah, she could. And Leanna, you're filling an unexpired term that until June 2025.
And then you can request to serve your first full term.
Okay, so, yeah, everybody could legitimately, yeah, potentially still stay.
So we've got two.
Yeah. One Lafayette, one Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay, that's,
That got messed up somewhere along the way.
yeah, because it was supposed to be,
Yeah, because we had 4 that left in
Yeah.
23.
that's because some people resigned and.
I think it got messed up somewhere where somebody was filling an unexpired term, and
Yeah,
I think is how it got messed up.
Yeah.
But that was.
yeah.
I think that's a good idea to entertain about term limits. But there also have to be some discussion, like, if you were president and you can be another officer, but president, we'll have to decide how we're gonna handle that.
Some boards or organizations or whatever, they also, like, you come in as like the secretary and then you move up.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
So you know going in who's gonna be the next slate of officers, and then you're only really just electing one new person, basically.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that is a
So
pretty good
like
idea.
MPLD
Yeah.
and GRLC, that's how we do it. Treasurer is the only one that stays the same because you don't have to, like with the other organizations I'm talking about, because you don't have to go to the bank and get all that
All
stuff
that.
changed
Right.
every time,
Yeah.
but.
So then every year there would be one new officer.
Mhm.
That's not a bad idea.
So that's something to consider too. Do you want me to
Yeah,
put it
or
on?
even if you put it like every 2 years. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Some
I
of them
think
are like
to be
2 years.
president, you don't want to be just like 1 year because it takes a while to learn to do the job.
yeah, takes a while to fill that.
Does the board like for me to bring it back like next month or in a future meeting to discuss? You guys can actually figure out what you want to do. and vote.
Yeah, we don't wanna just like say, let's do something and then.
Yeah, it was just a thought for us to entertain it.
If we bring it back next month, will we have new members that are maybe, you know, like,
Yeah.
maybe.
I can wait a few months to
Yeah.
bring it back, yeah.
Yeah, because we won't have new until June of again
Right.
next year.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah, some month when, no, not a lot on the agenda, whatever that might be.
Occasionally we have those. So December, I could add to your
Yeah.
December agenda.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
If you really want
And
me
it's
to.
not that I want to be president, because I do not, but I just know that in the past, we had a problem, someone. With people that just got into the office and they just stayed in the office until they turned down.
I do have to say though, that was partly because no one wanted to serve
Right.
as president.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was willing to.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you did a bad job or a good job, I'm just saying that then no one else knew how to do the job.
Yeah, that was the opinion he was giving.
you know.
But when we come back to it, do we want to have like some options outlined? Because we get 2
Right.
meetings when it's on the agenda. We get to discuss it, plan is the first one, and then we vote.
Yeah, because it will be a change to your bylaws, which I know we had discussed at the board retreat last fall, October. That you guys wanted to change some things too, so I have some notes on those, so if you want me to, I can bring it. You guys can do it in committee, I mean, there's multiple ways.
We can leave it the way it is. I mean, we don't have to change it, I just wanted to entertain that thought.
I think that'd be a good idea to have a committee, to come up with options, maybe. I don't know what.
Well, if we try to discuss this at a meeting, we're gonna be here all night.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, if we don't have something outlined before we start. So, yeah, maybe, I don't know. We need a committee, or what do you all think?
Can I make a suggestion? So
Absolutely.
instead of just looking at one little piece of the bylaws, if you're gonna create a committee, it might be worth it to just make it a bylaws revision committee. And then they make suggestions for all of the issues that had been discussed at the retreat. That we, was like, oh, we probably need to address this, we probably need to address this. Instead of bringing it back every so, and having
Yeah,
this little piece revised and things like that. So that would be my
it
suggestion.
would probably be a better job of revising the bylaws if we did it that way.
Then you can just approve all the changes at one time and be done.
So what do you think about that? Do you feel like you wanna set up a committee for that? That could take some time to do that. That could take,
And I'd be willing to, help, be a liaison, whatever, because I have, worked worked on revising bylaws at a couple of other places that I've worked in. So I do have ideas, if you want to entertain those.
so, what do you think? Would you like for me to appoint a committee tonight and they can start on that, or you wanna wait, or what's your pleasure? I mean, I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
I think it would be a good idea to, appoint a committee, volunteers. And then that way they can kind of look at what the options are that we are going to discuss, and then that would be better.
Yeah, I think we need to have something that we have pre-plan, or
I
not
think so too.
pre-plan, just ideas that are,
Look at the bylaws as a whole.
yeah, okay? We have to vote on that? Do we have to vote for me to appoint a committee, or do I just say, hey?
No,
you
we
can
just-
appoint who you want? I know, but
Or
I
ask for
don't wanna,
volunteers,
yeah.
you know, there you go. That's
Who would
all we
like
need.
to be on the bylaw revision committee?
I would be interested.
I'll do. I had to do a lot of that teaching, write bylaws and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'd like to. be-
You're gonna learn
Well, I feel
now,
like
right?
I'm gonna learn.
What do we need to do? Yeah, you know, one of our new members may want to join once they.
So shall we stop with two and say?
That president.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Now, you can change that in the Bible.
It's fine, it's always. Okay.
I'm good at making things say what they say.
So Goldie, Carlin, and Patty is,
We have a lot of.
At this point, and then if we have somebody else that's just dying to be on the committee later, we can.
I'm good at saying it, you just might not wanna repeat it.
But I'm good at making what you said, say what it needs to say.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, you know, it's so funny, because Susan and I, my writing style is so, like, I have to have it like perfect up here before I can put it on paper. And she can basically, like what they say, vomit on the page and just get it out there. So she'll do that part of it because it's fast, and then I'm good at revising what.
Yeah,
she
everybody
says.
has it, yeah.
And so we've got it going on.
Yeah.
Got it figured out.
Okay, and so what are we calling this, the bylaw revision committee? Okay.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind of a quick.
Good to me.
Okay, so we've got Carlin and Goldie and lucky me on the bylaw review committee. All right, all right. So, let's see, where does that leave us? Okay, did we vote on the, officers? Yes, okay, and, okay. And that was a yes for, okay.
We're keeping it the same.
No, I don't want to, because I'm gonna make a mistake, and I'm gonna make it. Okay, the
Like
next
having
one,
all kinds of problems with that.
the next thing on the agenda is, consider approval of new board officers on bank account as check signers. So since we didn't change, we don't have to do anything on that? Okay, so we're done with that. That was,
Put it on there, just.
no, that's great. And then, okay, now we need to look at recommending, someone to the vacant Lafayette County seat. And we have one applicant, her name is Kristen Philpott, did I say that right? And Judy? No, who did you say? Is she familiar, someone?
So Ms. Kendra is, so if you have any questions.
Yeah, I mean, we're just wondering if no one is familiar with her.
She has worked with the Odessa branch in the capacity as the director for Helping Hands for the past year. So we've partnered on a lot of projects together. It was a volunteer position that she did there as the director. And that lady put in a lot of hours, that's all I can say. She has stepped down from the position, and is just kind of looking for something else that is community driven. And she felt like the library was a good spot for her since that she has worked with us before and really likes how trails run.
Okay, all right. Anybody have any other questions for her or comments about that?
She goes by Chris. She goes by Chris.
Chris,
Yeah.
okay, she goes by Chris, okay.
That is her official name. You did say it right, but she does go by Chris, so.
Okay, well, that's just what it said on the application.
Yeah, exactly. No, you did.
That's all I had to go by. I don't go with giving people nicknames if I do not know them.
Right. That can be. Okay, people just
free.
When we got married, someone abbreviated our names, and neither one of them was a name that either one of us used.
Oh,
So we got, my sisters made so much fun of us. Oh, no, no, no.
I always, like when you see an obituary for older gentlemen, it'd be like their name was William, Joseph, whatever the last name is, we call him Pete.
Like, where do you get Pete out of that?
Yeah, people have some interesting nicknames,
Yeah.
but you don't ever wanna assume that you know what someone's nickname is until you know for sure. Okay, do I hear a motion one way or the other on our application?
I move that we allow, or we recommend Chris Philpott to take over the remaining term.
No, it'd be
No,
It's
it's
a full term, okay, full term for Lafayette County.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, let's vote, please.
Judy?
Yes.
Leanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Becky? Goldie?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Okay. All right, the next item on our agenda is consider the approval of compensatory leave. Anybody have any questions about that? There isn't. I think Jackie explained it a little in her notes.
In your packet, yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask regarding that? What does that, how does that affect the budget? I mean, is that gonna change the budget any, or is that, no?
It won't affect the budget, we just have to have the money, because it does create somewhat of a financial liability for the library. One reason why I said we need to put some guidelines on it, is because you can't have that on the books forever, because it is a liability, just like our annual leave that we pay out when people leave, that's a financial liability for the library. This, for non-exempt employees, it would have to be approved in advance, just like we do any overtime that we do now. And then you can only accrue to a certain amount.
So is it keep from paying overtime or?
Yes. And it's not regular overtime, so we're not gonna expect people to work over, and I'm talking non-exempt. So exempt is salary, like what I am, so that's a little bit different animal. But non-exempt, so you can't do this just to keep from paying overtime and then have them work 50 hours every week. So it's for that occasional irregular overtime, so like say, perfect example is like if someone calls in sick and, you know, they need somebody to cover the branch. Right now, we have to send somebody, Ms. Kendra sends her folks a lot of times, to another branch, or someone in administration has to be sent to fill that branch. So we're not only paying that person's salary, depending on what their position is, like I've had to go and fill in. So is that what you want me to be doing, you know, with my time? So there's some of that, so that would kind of eliminate that. We would be able to give or authorize someone to earn a little bit of overtime. So like say a Saturday, a person that's supposed to work Saturday at the end of the pay period, normally we would have to maybe consider closing a branch if we couldn't find someone to cover in order to not pay that extra overtime. Yeah.
I think
And then for exempt people, so non-exempt, they're gonna earn it just like you would at overtime, so it's time and a half. Exempt, it's 1 for 1, so like if, if I was to work 50 hours, so like say we have like budget time, it's a busy time. So let's say I work 50 hours, and I'm only gonna accrue 10 hours of comp time, not 15 like that. It's a nice incentive, and
but it won't carry over. It's not a carryover.
no, if any hourly people still have comp time on the books, we pay that out the last paycheck of the year. And then if they are exempt, like myself, or salaried, they forfeit that, it's gone. So we start with 0 every calendar year. And we will have to create a policy to bring back, that has all the guidelines and everything for you guys to approve. But I'm just, this is kind of, I don't want to try to work and create a policy if you guys aren't interested in pursuing.
So then, do you want us to approve that tonight, or do you want us to wait until you have the policy?
I kind of need approval that, yes, we're gonna go in this direction so that we can create the policy. I bring the policy back and have you guys approve the policy.
Anybody else have other questions?
I was just curious, I mean, like just a rough estimate, maybe how much time you would think would be being approved?
So I went and looked back at mine over, the last, fiscal years that I looked at, so this past, in, June 30th. I think mine was about 100 hours, but of course, I would only be able to accrue 60, I'd have to use that, So mine was about 100 extra hours. That is probably not very typical. We had a lot of stuff, last spring that kind of had me where I had to work some extra hours. And then trying to play catch up after that, where I kind of got behind on some things. So, I would say that's probably not very typical. I would say, as far as hourly people, it's kind of gonna be, are they short-staffed? So maybe for a month, we're down a whole full-time person, so they might have to pick up some extra and then be able to take that time off. Because it would have to be approved. They can't just say, oh, I'm taking, it still has to be approved through their manager like their leave is currently.
I do have a question about them taking off the time. If they're coming up to the end of the year and they know they're going to lose it, do you anticipate a lot of people taking off a whole bunch at the end of the year?
There again, it has to be approved, so it is what the needs of the branch is.
So they would have to.
If they don't take the time off, do they get financially reimbursed?
Hourly employees. So not salaried employees like myself. We would lose it, so we either use it or we lose it. Hourly employees, we pay them out at the overtime rate. And that way it's off of our books.
At that time, or you wait till the end of the year?
At the end of the year. Yeah. So in other words, they have
So that
a
way
whole
they,
year essentially to use it.
right, and they get compensated either way, it just might be at the end of the year, especially if they are trying to, too many people are trying to take off.
The idea is to, and with that, because I have worked places where we've done this.
We do
and
that.
what HR does is they send out to the managers, like, the last quarter of the calendar year, hey, so-and-so has so much comp time, you need to get this scheduled. And so you have a few months when you do that for all of the managers to kind of get it scheduled. Because the idea is that we, let them take the time off versus having to pay that out. So,
But they get the time off with pay.
yes. But we're not paying them extra.
Not the time and a half.
Right. It is, yeah. They get,
It is a time
yes,
and a half.
it would be, for hourly employees, it's time and a half, just like overtime. Yep. But we give them the time off versus the money, where if they got overtime, they get paid for this time and the overtime, where if we give them the time off, yes, they're still getting paid for it, but it's not extra. See what I'm saying? Because if they, let's say they had 8 hours of comp time, and so they had to work, let's do 6 hours of comp time, it's easier math for me at the moment. So they had to work over 4 hours for whatever reason. Somebody got sick and had to go home. So they're gonna earn 6 hours of comp time. So they're gonna have 6 hours off somewhere. Where if they work that and you pay them the overtime, you're also having to pay them for that other 6 hours. Where if you have the comp time, yes, they've earned it, but you're not also paying them. You see what I'm saying? Is that making sense to
It
anybody?
seems to me like you're just you're just holding off paying them the overtime.
Well, it sort of saves like half-time payment, so not like full payment, like it doesn't save like the full hourly wages that they work, but it saves half.
Not, Not really, because, it's gonna save you because, like, if they work the extra 4 hours, where you're gonna pay them essentially for 6 hours of overtime. And then they're also gonna be working the time that they would have taken off, you know.
It seems to me like you're still paying them the overtime, you're just moving it from that pay period to another pay period.
But they're really, the time that you're paying them for the leave is, and yeah, kind of like what Leanna said, you're only paying them at their hourly rate for that leave. But they're getting the extra hours essentially, but you're only paying them at the hourly rate when they're cashing that leave in.
No, you said you paid them time and a half, you're still paying them the time
Well,
and
they
a half
could take
overtime.
off 6 hours and get paid for it, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, they work 4 hours, and they accrue 6.
Right.
At their hourly rate, which would be the same as time and a half. They're just getting more hours than what they would have to work to earn that, basically.
I'm gonna comment, I deal with this all the time, I'm a supervisor of the state, and it is very beneficial. It is very beneficial to have this, because first of all, if we're closing branches, because that's, if this helps correct that, that's a huge plus, and then the manager at each branch can keep an eye on the comp time. I send out reminders all the time to my staff that like, you need to take some time off. Because we have the same type of system. It works well.
Well, it sure would be beneficial if somebody's already there to work the hours,
Yeah.
rather than pull somebody from another branch and send them there, or administration and send them there.
And then pay reimbursed mileage as well.
Yeah, it looks like it's all beneficial. From my perspective as a supervisor that's been implementing this for like 15 years. So, and you can keep an eye on it throughout the whole year, and the manager could say, you need to go home today, leave some of your comp time, or tomorrow, hey, why don't you leave early for the day, we've got it covered. So,
Will there be a limit to how much it can, we could just say 80 hours?
I think it's 60.
60. And then if they skip that, they've got to take it off.
and that's
And-
good too, because if they get someone with 60 hours on the books, and they find a different position, then that's all gonna be paid out when they leave, so if you gotta have a
I
maximum.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I worked for the state
Pat, when we.
at the head center, it was
Yes, it will all be in the policy, correct.
So tonight, what we're really looking at is we're just approving
The proposal?
that we're going to set up compensatory leave, or how does that need to be worded to be correct?
Well, the way you said, you say, yes, we're gonna approve, accruing, comp time,
Where's our translator?
Come on, Goldie.
We're not approving
The policy,
the
but you're
policy, we're only
approving, doing
approving,
this.
we're approving,
Consideration of it.
Yes.
okay, there you go. So who would like to make a motion? Or not?
I move that we approve a compensatory leave program to be developed.
I'll second.
Yeah. Okay, did you hear what she said? Okay, second? Okay. I didn't, did you see who seconded it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just second who did, okay. So the motion has been made and seconded to develop a compensatory leave program. Did I say that right? Yes, okay, all right. Have you got that?
Yeah.
Becky, okay, all right. Would you take a vote, please?
Judy?
Yes.
Deanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yeah.
Goldie?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Thank you. I know that can make. And it will help the managers too.
Yeah.
I have one final question. Will this be the year the same way that the library fiscal year runs?
No, this runs calendar year.
That's, yes,
A little bit different, yep. Right.
clarify that.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that.
Calendar.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, now, did you have something? Go ahead.
I do want to ask a question more on this. How does it tie in with sick, someone with disability, Josh, can they count?
They can use it for whatever, and they should use this first, is how that should work.
Okay.
And save the other for another rainy day.
Well, that should be in the policy.
Yep, it will all be in the
Okay.
policy.
Okay. That's a good question. All right, everybody, anybody else have anything on this issue? No? Okay. The next issue, we consider the approval of the donation of the piano at the Warrensburg branch. So I'm not sure I understand. They have a piano and they're trying to donate it to somebody
We're
else.
trying to get rid of it.
Okay,
We don't
okay.
need it.
Just making sure that that's what,
Kinda
we're
like
trying to
with
get a
the
piano.
organ or whatever, that
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
wanted to donate because they saw that we have a piano, so they're like, oh, you need an organ to go with that. No, and there's kind of the history, so I did kind of put some of that, when they renovated the Warrensburg Ranch where it is now, a former director's husband, I think he worked on them or something and, donated it. Because at that time, one of the trends was to kind of turn a corner of your library into like a home environment. A lot of them had like fireplaces, they, comfortable, like a couch and, recliners, stuff like that they had in those areas. But it never got beyond the piano.
So do they have a new home for it, or they just
No.
want permission to find a home for it?
We got permission to find one. It's very hard to.
Is it a player piano?
No.
Okay.
Kind of hard to get rid of pianos these days.
Exactly.
I have a recommendation, the
Yes.
Scott Joplin Ragtime Festival.
Who, say that
The
again?
Scott Joplin Ragtime Organization in Sedalia.
Scott Drop.
Joplin, Scott Joplin.
Oh, Scott Joplin, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I told
He,
you.
Yeah, they have a big
They had a
festival every year.
festival earlier this month, and they're always looking for pianos. That's a good quality, so.
Ragtime Festival.
Yeah, they're based out of the Sedalia Depot in Sedalia.
Thank you.
If-
It's voted approved.
Okay, does anybody want to make a motion?
So I move that we, to approve the donation of the piano at the Warrensburg branch.
I second that.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded that we, what did you say? Donate the piano?
Yes.
Donate the piano that's located at the Warrensburg branch. More discussion? Okay, vote please.
Dee?
Yes.
Deanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Becky?
Lee?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Carolyn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. All right, now, last item on the agenda is looking at the, fiscal year 25 preliminary budget. So,
I tweaked a little bit with the expenditures, but I don't believe I touched anything on the revenue side, and the total budget amount stayed the same. So I just moved money around in expenditures. But, if you have any questions about anything, I have all my notes. Hopefully I can answer those for you.
I have a question,
yes,
and we probably addressed this before, but I want to make sure. On the group insurance,
Yes.
it's a big jump. And did we, it was going to be quite that big. I know we made some changes.
So last year, I think you were already on the board when we approved picking up the health insurance.
I was, yeah, I was.
So we didn't budget for that last fiscal year, and if you remember, you guys, had me move it from miscellaneous capital projects.
Yeah, because we approved to pay the,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was like 90, I want to say like 92,000, somewhere in there. So, we're just, now we have budgeted for that, and so that's why it's such a large jump.
Furniture jump.
down the wall.
Mhm.
Have we purchased the new van? Or are we getting ready to?
So it's ordered, so we don't pay for it until we get it, but yes, it's been ordered. We should be getting it, I think, the end of July, first part of August. And then we'll have the wrap put on it, the shelving and all of that installed.
Because I saw where they had a fender bender. It was okay.
It really just rolls.
I hear you.
What happened? Okay, so we just need to approve this budget, the preliminary budget, right? More questions, anyone?
I did just want to point out, so there is a transfer from designated gifts. This is one of those designated gift funds that is, specified for a certain thing, and it's for collection, and it's certain types of items that we could add. So it is the HeartNet Fund, and it was for collection. English mysteries on cassette, which they don't even make those anymore. But, we can also do materials on antiques, travel, nature, or natural history. And so we just want to kind of,
So it'll just be for collection development.
yep, so that's all for collection. And it's just slightly under the 7,765, but I rounded it for this, so. It's like so many cents off.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, do I hear a motion?
Yeah, sorry, I was still looking. I move to approve the preliminary budget.
I'll second.
Okay, so a motion's been made and seconded to approve the preliminary budget for fiscal year 25. Take a vote, please. Judy?
Yes. Leanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Becky? Angie?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And it says announcements, we kind of have taken care of that, correct?
Well, once, if the county commission appoint them, then that can come off. We won't have any vacancies, but they
Right.
have to do the official appointee.
Right, so, but we approved the person
Yeah.
to recommend. Okay, so do you want to say something else about that in the announcement?
Just if the county commission actually, appoints the person that you guys recommended tonight, then that will come off and we won't be soliciting for
Right.
applications.
Approved our other recommendations?
Monday is on their agenda for Monday.
That's Johnson County.
Yes. I think it's at 9:00. You going?
That's me.
I know you went last year, so
Yeah.
and then, of course, it's your appointment. so.
9:00 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if not, you sit there and listen to all the great things that they do.
Okay, so do I hear a motion for adjournment?
I'll announce that I'm not gonna be here in July. I think I said it to a couple people, just so everybody knows, so you guys are like, where is she?
So you're saying you have to have a secretary, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and
Volunteer
Judy's
to,
not
yeah,
here
Judy, you wanna come like as a visitor and the visitor? Who wants to volunteer to be?
Say, watch the video.
We can, but I don't think that'll hold water.
Legally, I don't think they'll let us.
Oh, come
Who
on.
wants to volunteer?
It's a gray area.
I can't do it, I have to lead the meeting, sorry, people.
Oh, Patty, you've been writing things down.
I have. Well, somebody will have to volunteer, so.
I don't type, I don't take longhand, I don't.
Are you gonna be filling secretary? I'm on the board
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're not, somebody else needs to jump in here.
Okay, so. Did we adjourn already?
We've not,
I don't think so.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay, thank you. I know I said something. Second, did somebody second it?
I'll second it. I'll second it.
Everybody, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You can put your closed session, just leave it in your folder, and then I'll just pull them out.
Don't forget to sign your mileage.
Yes, because I will be, processing.
Just FYI.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you, guys. Thank you all for being here.
And thank all of you.
Okay.
Miss you, Judy. Yeah, you have to put those back.